the shows actually came from when, like, I was at university, obviously, and I got told I had to do a production project. And it kind of stemmed from there, because I've always had an interest in country music since before I came to university. And I think because it's such like a niche genre, I've been to gigs, I've seen all these people, and they've been playing like much smaller venues, and that's from America. And to be honest, I'm fed up with people who say, like, when you say that you like country music, I'm a bit fed up with people saying, like, oh, you mean like Johnny Cash? Because no, country doesn't always mean that. It means so many other things. It means Lady Antebellum, it means the early Taylor Swift stuff, it means Miranda Lambert and Brad Paisley, and there's all these artists that all these people don't know. And like, I think I know one or two people at university that know of them, and to be honest, it kind of surprised me. And I thought the problem with this music is it's not getting out there enough, which is kind of where the idea for the shows came from. And then I thought I could put them online, and then I could do it on the internet, which is where the whole website came from. So yeah. Well, I mean, I've loved country music since about 2009 properly, but before that I did used to listen to the Shania Twain albums, and I remember I used to sing along to them in the car going on holiday, and it was like 2004, and I was singing along top of my voice to the Up album, and I don't know why that just sticks with me, but it does. And then it was like, I remember the moment vividly when I first got into country, because it was like a Monday night in about the beginning of April, I think, and it was 2009, and I was in the car, and it was only a really short journey, and Love Story came on the radio by Taylor Swift, and I didn't hear what song it was, but I remember sitting there thinking, this is a really good song. And anyway, I wasn't actually in the car long enough to hear the end of the song, because we'd already been in there for a couple of minutes when it came on. So I was quite surprised, like, when I actually managed to find out what the song was. It was like, I think it was the Thursday, one of my friends at the time told me, oh, that's a song called by Taylor Swift called Love Story, or she played it or something. And yeah, it kind of stemmed from there. And then when was it? I carried on listening to Taylor Swift, and then in 2011, 2010, I think, I can't remember exactly when it was, but Lady Antebellum were on the BBC promoting Need You Now, and it only played like a short clip of the song, but I remember thinking, oh, this is a really good song. So obviously I looked up their albums and everything, but I still never really got into the genre that much. But then when I was 17, so this was about 2012, I had a friend request on YouTube from like a up-and-coming country music star. Her name was Arabella Jones. I don't know if anybody knows her, but I looked at the covers she was doing, and I should have been doing my schoolwork, but this was more important. I don't mean that, but yeah, I was looking at all these covers she'd done of like Carrie Underwood and all these artists, and then I started looking up the original songs, and it kind of stemmed from there, and that's kind of like, I've never looked back since. The point of the shows on the website is, like I said before, it's to get people to hear this music that they might not hear over here. And I think country music does have a good audience in the UK. It's just there's nowhere to really hear it. So like when I go to concerts and that and stuff, there's always plenty of people there, and like even like some, obviously they're playing smaller venues than they would in America. But like I saw Hunter Hayes at a 600 capacity venue once, but it did sell out really quick, and later he came back and played a bigger one. So I think that just kind of shows. And then I've actually noticed, talking to artists and everything, even when I spoke to Chloe Caroline in Nashville, she was saying how much she'd noticed like UK country scenes growing, and then we've got artists like the Shires and Ward Thomas, and there's a load of other artists that are still up and coming that you just might not have heard of. So that's kind of the point of them, to promote the big artists, to get people to hear them, but then also to kind of say, hey, look, we've got all this good talent ourselves, and then also, oh, look at all this talent from America that hasn't necessarily released a massive album yet. So it's just kind of like to raise people's awareness of the genre, really. The show is based in Birmingham because I am, really. It's kind of that simple. I'm obviously at university at Birmingham City University, so I think that's kind of why it was, really. I could have done it like nationally, I suppose, because it's online, it doesn't really matter about the location. But I really wanted to do the local shows page on the website, because sometimes I think I kind of wanted to give it a feel of local, and then plus the fact there's already quite a few stations based in London. There's not, it's not like there's nothing in Birmingham. There's a couple of things, but it's not as big as it could be, I don't think. So I thought I'd try and make it a bit more famous. Oh, my favourite artist. That is a really tough question. I think it might have to be. It probably is Taylor Swift, just because her music kind of started this whole thing for me, and I probably wouldn't be sitting here doing this country show now if it wasn't for her music. Apart from that, I don't know. I might say Hunter Hayes, just because I've seen him live twice and he was brilliant both times. So yeah, it kind of comes from there. Favourite song? Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, I can't pick just one. I think there's too many. There's like I was listening to Free earlier by Little Big Town. I love that song at the moment. Road Has Travelled by Lauren Lane, that's another good one. Like I Loved You, that by Brett Young. I love that song at the moment. And I mean, these are just songs that have come out this year. I can't pick a favourite. Dream interview. Ooh, I'm gonna have to say Taylor Swift again. To be honest, there's a lot of people that I would love to interview. I mean, like Brad Paisley, Hunter Hayes, Frankie Ballard, even, and then you've got like British Ward Thomas, the Shires, them, all them sort of people. And I think it would still be Taylor Swift because of what her music means to me and how it's kind of got me into the genre. Dream concert. Well, I've never been to C2C, and I would love to go there. That's the one London's got. They've got C2C. I think if I went there, it would have to be like the headlining artist would have to be three people that I really loved on one day as well. So I'm not actually sure. I think like Brad Paisley, Luke Bryan. I know they'd both be headliners, but I've never seen either of them. Like Shelton, Tim McGraw, Carrie Underwood. Oh, Carrie Underwood, I think. Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, and I don't know who else. But I think there would be a third one as well. I couldn't just go. I couldn't say my favourite concert was just one person because there's too many that I want to see. Have I ever met any artists? Well, I've obviously I've done interviews and that, which mostly have been over the phone or over email, so I haven't actually physically met them. But apart from that, I met Dan and Shay when they played in Birmingham in September 2016. That was amazing. Apart from that, no. So maybe that'll change.